welcome to the live stream. So excited to be streaming with you guys again. I've been really looking forward to this, and oh my goodness, you guys, I have some super exciting news, a very exciting announcement that I'm so excited to tell you guys. First off though, Audrey in the chat, thank you so much. I saw your comment. I was reading Mage Pocket over again. It is my favorite book. I love Theo and Sorrel. So glad to hear that. It makes me so happy. There was someone else who reread the book recently as well, and was like posting updates on Goodreads, and it made me really happy. Hello Lucy Pickett. Hello Clementine Riverbank. Welcome to the live stream. Hello Faith. Hi, I'm so excited for this. I'm excited too. So excited to have you guys on here. Yeah, so I have a very, very exciting announcement, and it does have to do with Mage Pocket. I just found out a couple hours ago that Mage Pocket, basically, it won second place in a book award. It was one of the Spark Honor books in the Society for Children's Book Writers and Illustrators Spark Award, which is for like self-published and independently published books. So yeah, it won second place in a book award. This is Mage Pocket's first ever book award. I am so excited. I'll be honest, I was feeling a little bit down just about like my productivity and stuff, and then I got that email and I was so excited to hear that. Aw, thank you for the congratulations. Yeah, so yeah, very, very excited about that. Super, super cool to see it winning its first ever book award, guys. It's amazing. Sorrel will probably run away with the book award and not come back. She will claim the shiny things. Aw, thank you guys. So yeah, I'm very excited. I haven't even made a post on social media about it yet because I haven't had time, because I literally just found out, but so excited about that. Very, very cool. Speaking of Mage Pocket, I know some of you guys are already fans of it in the chat. I'm just gonna put it out there, little announcement here. If you are a fan, if you have enjoyed the book, please leave a review. Please, 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 please leave a review. Either on Goodreads or Amazon, although Amazon is the place that I need them the most right now because it does not have enough of reviews on Amazon. I need to get to like 20 or 50 reviews on Amazon because of algorithm things. So please leave a review on Amazon if you have enjoyed Mage Pocket. Just throwing it out there. Yay, I finally made it to a live stream. Alyssa Whitlock, hello, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. So good to have you here. I just made the announcement that Mage Pocket won its first ever book award, and I'm so excited. All right. What else is on my announcements agenda? Yes, I'm drinking tea today, as I always am. And today's tea I wanted to introduce you guys to. It is peppermint cocoa herbal tea, and it is delicious. If any of you guys want to try it, this is what it looks like. Doo, doo, doo. There you go. There you go. It is very, very good. Very chocolatey, very pepperminty, perfect for winter. And I don't think it is actually... Is it caffeinated? It says herbal, which usually means it's not. I don't think... Yeah, no caffeine. Not caffeinated. There you go. Another little bonus there. Welcome, everyone, to the live stream. That's so amazing. I can't wait to read it. I'm still working through your others. Haha. Fair enough. Fair enough. I have a lot of books out. I still can't believe sometimes I have 4 whole books published. Guys. Dude. Anyway, speaking of tea, something else that I've been considering, my family does something, and some of you guys, the homeschoolers in the chat, will have probably heard of this before as well, but poetry tea time. We do poetry tea time a couple times a week, where it's basically where me and my mom and my sister, we all sit down and we have tea and we have treats and we read poetry. And I was thinking, oh, it might be kind of fun sometime, just as like a one-off thing, or it could be multiple times if you guys really enjoy it, to do a poetry tea time on here, where I say everyone bring a cup of tea, and I bring my tea, and then I read aloud poems. If you guys would ever be interested in that. I'm just wondering if that's something you guys would be interested in. I could read some of my own poems. I can read other people's poems. All the poems. We love poetry around here. Ava Hope. Hi, Millie. So excited for you. And that tea looks amazing. Thank you. Thank you for joining the live stream. Red Mage Pocket to my friend who had teeth surgery. So funny to watch their family start gravitating towards the room I was reading aloud in. Oh, that, Audrey, that's just made my heart so happy. Aw, that's such a high compliment when like the people who you're not even supposed to be reading aloud to start tuning in. Aw, thank you. Thank you for telling me that. That is so cool. Oh, that's such a... Okay, we're getting yeses and 100% on the poetry tea time idea. Oh, that's such a fun idea. I feel like I need to get some tea now as well. Yes! Bring your tea. Bring your tea. If you're drinking tea right now or if you're getting tea, tell me in the chat what type of tea you're drinking. Yes, could we bring poems too? Yeah, you could bring poems. I'll have to think about exactly how I want to do the poem thing. But yes, we could have like a poetry recommended thing. Maybe beforehand. I'll put up like a post and you guys can submit poems for me to read for the poetry tea time. And just chat. Hi, Millie. Hello. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live stream. Wonderful. Yeah. I love tea. Love to hear it. Tea drinkers unite against the coffee drinkers, our mortal enemies. Not actually. My best friend's a coffee drinker, but we pretend to be mortal enemies about it sometimes. Yes, do poems. Okay, good to know you guys are into this idea. Good. I'll plan for something in the future. I'll make a note. Plan poetry tea time stream in the future. There we go. It's on the to-do list. Love it when you make polls. Yes! On YouTube, yeah. I've noticed a lot of people like the polls. I feel like I should do more. Oh, awesome. Tea is way better than coffee. See, I would personally agree. I'm also slightly biased because I'm very sensitive to caffeine, so I'm not good at drinking coffee. It sounds like I'm like there's a skill thing here. I've almost thrown up because I've drinking coffee before and it has too much caffeine for me. It's not good. I'm too sensitive. But also I just feel like tea is better because there's so many more flavors and flavor profiles you can do with tea. Like with coffee, pretty much the stuff that tends to work best is like chocolate or spices, like more of those warm flavors. But with tea you can do fruity, you can do like the whole range of flavor profiles because there's so many different types of teas. Therefore, tea superiority. In this essay I will anyway. Instead of a TED talk, it's a tea talk. I'm a hot cocoa person, but tea is pretty good too. I am also a hot cocoa person. Very much here for hot cocoa. Oh, someone said, also Mage Pocket chat, where can I find the merch? The merch is not out yet. You guys have been getting sneak peeks of the merch. The merch is currently in progress though. So here's the thing about creating merch that you guys might not know. I designed the merch, but then I gotta order samples of like different fabric qualities and things to make sure that it's actually good quality. So I'm waiting for some samples to arrive. They haven't arrived yet. They take a while to print because it's these initial orders. They've never printed my merch before. And then even once I figure out which fabric quality I'm using and all of that, I'm the model. So I have to do a photo shoot with wearing the merch and all of that. So there's more steps incoming, but it is on the way. It is coming. You guys will be the first to know as soon as merch is available. Trust me. We've got some awesome stuff coming up. We've got Mage Pocket merch. We've also got Honey Butter merch that is in the works that I'm really excited about. So lots of cool stuff on the horizon. And the other books as well are on the to-do list, but Mage Pocket and Honey Butter were the two I was starting with. So, oh, the merch poll. The merch poll is in my posts on YouTube. If you go to the posts tab. Earl Grey and green tea with steamed milk are my favorites. Ooh, that sounds delightful. I have returned with spearmint lavender tea. Love that. I love lavender tea. I love lavender tea. My mom says it tastes like soap. To each their own, but I love lavender tea. I love flower profiles. I also love rose tea. I drank black rose tea once that was really good. Can't wait to wear the merch. Yes, I'm so excited. We need a Mage Pocket teacup. Yeah, mugs are on the agenda too. Mugs, sweatshirts, eventually necklaces. Like the Mage Pocket necklaces, Theo and Sorrel's necklaces. That's also on the to-do list. That might take a little bit longer just because there's more steps involved, but that's also on the list. Don't worry, guys. I'm so excited. Will you also make merch for Beyond Mulberry Glen? I love that book so much. Eventually, I hope to, yeah. So the thing with my books that are traditionally published is I just want to get the okay from my publishers that I'm good to make merch for them, since we're like a partnership on that, but I should be able to, so. Sorrel's merch has got to be fun. Yes, it's gonna be so much fun. Yeah, I'm really excited, you guys. I'm so excited for all the merch that's coming together. Okay, that was my little announcement section. I don't think there's any other announcements I need to do. I think we're ready to jump into it. Who's ready for some writing today? Who's ready for the Sky Island? I have some exciting stuff to talk about with my Sky Island story as well. I'd totally get a merch necklace. Yes! Excited about that. I think I showed you guys one of the prototypes in another stream, but actually real quick before we jump in, let me show you the Sorrel prototype necklace. Theo's necklace has ended up being more difficult, but here's the Sorrel one. If you guys can see here. Not out yet. Will be out soon. Need to figure out some more logistics. But there you go. You got Sorrel's Sunshine Necklace. Super cool. Directly from the book. It's gonna be different. It's gonna have a better clasp when I put it out, but there we go. Alright, ready? Everyone's ready for writing. Awesome. Okay, let's get into writing. This is not the correct page. No, it is the correct page. Okay. So, guys, I had to think over the last week since we live streamed last time, and I have a new name for one of our main characters. So this is the avian kid. Originally, I know we talked about calling him Alar, but then I had a brainwave this past week. Everett Levitt. I love the name so much. I will not be taking criticism. Actually, I mean, I will if there's a major problem with it. But I really like this name for him. Levitt sounds a bit like levitate, like flying. And I don't know, Everett, it seems to fit his personality. He's good. So, yeah. I love the name. Awesome! All right with you. The name and character arc. Love that. Yeah! So, yeah, Everett Levitt. Let's do a recap for the people who are new to this channel and how these Write With Me's typically work. So, we've mostly been doing brainstorming from here. I'm trying to figure out what the next steps would be, but here's where we are with the story in general. So we have two main characters, Everett Levitt and Matilda Mosscap. And last live stream was about fleshing out these characters. The live stream before that was the initial sketches and world building for this book. Oh, I love you guys' comments. Sorry, I'm just reading. Oh, I love the name and character arc. I love that. Yay! I love how his first name and last name both end in TT. Yes, that was very purposeful. So both Everett and Matilda's names have a bit of similar alliteration to them. I'm not sure is it still alliteration if the word ends in the same letters, in the same sound? It's not rhyming. No, maybe it kind of does rhyme. I don't know what it's called technically, but they both have a cool language thing going on. Matilda Mosscap is obviously alliteration MM, and then Everett Levitt, the names end the same. So, yeah. Yes. I'm also going to be writing with you. Yay! Awesome! Oh, his design is so cool. I lied. I may have to sketch him instead of writing. I've been hit with inspiration. Oh my goodness! If any of you guys sketch him, please post it and tag me. You can post it on YouTube. You can post it on Instagram, whatever. Yeah, post it somewhere and tag me. I will show the stream. I will show the stream. That would be so cool. Yes. So, big things. Okay, so Everett Levitt. Last time we figured out his basic character arc. So, he is an avian character. The world building in this world is it is a bunch of sky islands. The world is called the Archipelago Globe. Archipelago is a word which means cluster of islands. Archipelago is like, it's a cluster of islands, but it's the whole world. This book is middle grade fantasy, and we're leaning very, very far into the fantasy for this one. I've never done like non-human characters or fantasy races before, so this is very new to me, and I'm very, very excited to dive into it. So he's an avian, which means he has wings. Speaking of, over the last week, those of you who were here last time, you'll notice that I made some decisions on his appearance. So, decisions. Some of this is kind of wishy-washy, but I think I want him to have yellow eyes. I think that would be cool. I am basing his wings off a lark's wings as kind of a nod to... Originally, we said his name was just a lark, and we're like, oh, Alar. I have changed it, but I still want to base his appearance and his wings off of a lark's wings for now. So, yeah, he's going to have yellow eyes, he's going to have pointed ears because it's more aerodynamic. His wings are going to be brown speckled with black and white, at least that's how I'm going to describe them, but they're going to be based off of a lark. Specifically, there's this one lark, it's called like the horned lark or something, and it has these little like... It looks like it's wearing a crown almost. It has these little feathers that like go off the top of the head, and for some reason it just really gave me Everett vibes. Yeah. So his hair is gonna be like swooped back. I don't know what color his hair is. I'm thinking brown, like sandy brown. I don't know. It would match. I think I kind of want his hair to have at least some of the colors in his wings. I've also been playing around with the idea of his hair being multicolored, so his hair isn't made of feathers, it's hair, but it has, like, different portions of it are colored like his wings. So his hair would be brown, but it would also have little tufts that are, like, white and black in it as well, maybe. He's gonna have goggles for when he's flying fast, because, you know, this is Everett, he's gotta go fast. He loves to go fast. And then some sort of, like, flight-specific clothes. I'm thinking, like, kind of a steampunk version of what race car drivers wear. That's what I'm going for. Yeah, and hair matches his wings. And then I've also debated whether or not he has a headband to hold back his hair. I feel like that could potentially be a cool hair thing, but I don't know about that. I've kind of gone back and forth on that. I have a brother who he's very athletic, and when he had slightly longer hair, he had this headband he would wear when he was like weightlifting or doing soccer or football or whatever. And so that's kind of where I'm getting the idea. Yeah. Oh, did we rename Alar? I just got here. Yes, we renamed him Everett Levitt. He has a new name. I'm writing a notebook story in my notebook. Awesome! Welcome, Gryffindor01. Steampunk, you know, somehow made it better. I love steampunk. I love steampunk. It would be so cool if his goggles had the swoop things. Oh my goodness, you are 100% correct. Yes, we are making that canon. Where is his... Okay, goggles for when he's flying fast that have the horned lark's little swoop thingies. Perfect. Let me add a... No, not a snapshot. Where is the thing? Where is the thing? How do I include photos? How do I include photos? I know there's a way to. Included in compile. Keywords, metadata. No. Oh, I can just drop an image there. It literally says it right there. How did I miss that? So I have a little bird. This is that's the horned lark that I kind of want to base him off of. So I want to use like these colors. Oh, I guess I should probably add, I'm thinking pale skin for him. So I kind of want to use these colors. And yeah, you could have the little horned feather thing. Yeah. So then, backstory, he's been flying competitively for a little over 2 years now and is very passionate about it. He has a bunch of flying friends he sees at races, very social guy. Lived with his family, I don't know what his family's like yet, on an island near to the outer edge of the archipelago until the mushrooms started taking over and his family decided to move. Yes, there are killer mushrooms in this book. Moving on. They hired a steampunk airship to take all their belongings to their new home. Everett, who was mad about leaving home, stayed behind until the last second and left with the movers, not his family. While on the way to their new home, Everett was flying around outside the ship when a storm started up, and in the confusion, he crashed straight into Matilda, and they crash landed on a deserted island in the middle of the archipelago. And that's where the story begins. So that's Everett. Matilda Mosscap. She is... I don't know what the name of her fantasy race is yet. I'm open to ideas. I'm realizing the more I think about it, her fantasy race is kind of based off of like a toad or a tortoise almost. These two are very much giving tortoise and the hare. I'm realizing the more I think about them. He's gotta go fast. She is like think everything through. Yeah. Somehow the killer mushrooms are both terrifying and adorable. Yep, that's the vibe I'm going for. Would his hair be long? Not terribly long, like it wouldn't reach his shoulders or anything, but it might be, you know, just long enough it can blow in the breeze. Yeah, it would still definitely be like, typical boy haircut, basically, but just long enough that maybe you'd need to hold it back with a headband. Not a buzz cut, not super close cropped. That, yeah. Are they mushroom people or like they invasive species that just spreads really fast? They're zombies, but mushrooms, because I think zombies are gross, but I like the idea of zombies. So they're like mindless mushrooms who are trying to eat people. They're not like a species or a person. They're just more like mushrooms who can now walk and eat you, essentially. Yeah, think zombies. That's the vibe we're going for. Yes, so she has like leathery, thick skin. She's immune to all poisons and does not get injured easily. She has like heavier, stronger bones. At some point, I want someone to call her Miss Durable because someone did in the chat last time and I thought it was really funny. Appearance. I have decided on her appearance. So, 2 braids, dark brown hair, overalls, turtleneck, and like a sun hat type thing of some kind. And then even I feel like along the brim you could do something cool with like she has some mushrooms or some flowers tucked in there. I don't know. Orangish brown skin. Okay, this is because her last name is Mosscap and Mosscap mushrooms are orange. So I wanted to incorporate orange into her design somewhat. So I'm imagining her skin is like a sort of brown orange sort of color, very warm tones. And then large white or yellow freckles across her face that are like very big and obvious, which are gonna again kind of nod to the mushroom thing where a lot of mushrooms have like spots on them, so she's gonna have these very large freckles. And she's shorter and stockier and quite strong. So you're gonna have, again, I love how these two characters contrast each other. Everett, because he's an avian, he's very, very light and can break his bones very easily because you have to have very light, somewhat fragile bones if you're going to be able to actually fly, to be light enough to fly. And then she is very, very durable, but she's much more cautious than he is, and he is very easily injured, but way less cautious than she is. And it'll be super fun to write about. Okay. Yeah. Zombie mushroom sounds both creepy and genius, lol. Thank you, that's exactly what I'm going for. Not quite Legolas long. Yeah, no, Everett's hair is not Legolas length. It's also not even Aragorn length. It's more like... Honestly, if we're going by Lord of the Rings characters, I feel like it's probably... I mean, it would still be shorter than the Hobbit's hair. It's not even quite that long. But it is just long enough that... Keep it out of my face, you know. Wait, no, if she loves mushrooms, is she a villain? She's not a villain. No, she's the other main character. So, here, backstory explanation. Matilda has been obsessed with foraging and mushrooms for as long as she can remember. She decided to be the first person ever to write a book containing information and recipes for every mushroom in the archipelago, including the poisonous ones, because she's immune to poison, so she can eat poisonous mushrooms. She's been laboring over this book for a couple years now and still feels like it's not perfect. Oop, typo. And worries that it will never be perfect. She grew up with her family, again, don't know about her family yet, often allowed to travel on her own to the outer edges of the archipelago globe to collect and research mushrooms, until, that is, the mushroom takeover began. Now, worried about her safety, her parents aren't letting her explore on her own so much, which has been very frustrating. Because, as I said in the last live stream, she can eat mushrooms, but she can't be eaten by mushrooms. That would actually kill her. Anyway, aren't letting her explore so much. Yes, heck, okay. So they let her go one more time, saying it's like the last time to go explore, collect her mushrooms. Matilda, refusing to back down from her possibly last trip, foolishly decides to go further than ever in the face of an oncoming storm with a steampunk glider that she is not very good at operating. Because of this, she crashes into Everett, and the plot is set in motion. So that's the little opening we have that we figured out last time with our characters. Now, that's pretty much all I know. I have some basic thoughts, but what I want to do this week for this live stream is either do a bit more discovery writing of the opening and the intro, or do a bit more plotting with the 3-act story structure like we did last time, because we got started on this last time, and you guys can kind of get to see me and my process for plotting the book. One of those two. So either I'm going to write a little bit at the beginning to better know these characters, or I'm going to do some more plotting, and I'm interested to hear what you guys think you would like. The hair needs to be long enough that it will dramatically stream behind him when he flies. Exactly. Precisely. Laura. Ooh, killer mushrooms. Where were we with the live chat? She should have a lot of siblings. Maybe. So there is another book of mine that I'm writing where a female character who has some similarities to Matilda has a lot of siblings, so I might not do it just so things don't get too similar between my books, but I'm thinking about it. Gotta love the yummy poisonous mushrooms. Exactly. Everett, we're surrounded, Matilda. Oh, morals! Those are so good with butter! Yes. Very, very much the vibe. Well, actually, it's kind of the other way around, because she's the one who takes things more seriously and thinks things through, and he's more of the easily distracted one. As you can see, very energetic, easily bored, flighty, no pun intended. I think someone said last time he's like Lightning McQueen, which is accurate. Quiet but snarky when she does speak, methodical, likes to think things through for Matilda. So yeah, what do you guys think? Should I do some discovery writing? Should I work on my 3-act story structure? What's up next? Ooh, Millie, you have Scrivener? I love Scrivener. Yes, I love Scrivener as well. It's worked very, very well for me. I love the ability to put the notes in the sidebar and all the things. Highly recommend Scrivener. Actually, what I should start doing, honestly, for these streams is linking all the stuff I use in the description, because I have people ask me about it, like what I'm using every single stream, so I might change that for next time. Okay, that's even better if he is asking her why she's scared if she's eaten mushrooms before, and she's like, because now they're trying to eat me! Exactly. Oh, don't forget the lovely cat narrator. True. Okay, so I haven't officially decided if the narrator is going to be a cat or not yet, but I have decided I really want a very lovely, very snarky narrator. For example, like in this paragraph. This is what I would want to have in the first scene somewhere. The archipelago globe is mostly made of sky. If you're afraid of heights, you probably wouldn't like it there. If the vastness of space makes you nervous, you wouldn't have a pleasant time either. If you're afraid of mushrooms, it would be your worst nightmare. If you're not afraid of mushrooms, you will be soon. That's not ominous at all. So yeah, very snarky narrator, for sure. Hey, I use Abby's story structure too. Yes! Love Abby's story structure. I need to leave soon. Sorry I have to go so soon. No worries. Thank you for dropping in while you could. Oh dear, now I want to draw Matilda as well. You're so good at character design. Thank you again. If any of you guys draw them, would love to see them. Post them online. Tag me. I will show them to the stream. Whatever. Put them on my fan art page. Yeah. Very, very fun. How do you write such good first sentences? Practice. Not a very interesting answer, but it's the true one. Oh yeah, by the way, I don't know if I told you guys last time, but if any of you guys seen my fan art page that's on my website now, because I have a featured fan art page, I will drop it in the chat. If any of you guys want to check out the art on there, it's very, very cool. I love snarky narrators. Love to hear it. Big fan of a snarky narrator around here. Okay. I saw someone say do discovery writing. For what I should be up to today. I actually did originally write kind of a bit of the opening, but obviously this needs some changes because I've changed Everett's name, and also I know more about his personality. That is not his personality. That is not what he would say, now that I know more about him. So I might need to go through and edit this a little bit. But this was my initial discovery writing thing. But now that I understand Matilda and Everett a bit more, I could maybe do some more discovery writing. What do we think, guys? Discovery writing time or story structure time? We've got this opening bit. Still need to figure out. Inciting incident has kind of already happened. Kind of. I could probably flesh it out a bit more. I also need to leave, but cheering you on for your new story. How often do you do these live streams, Millie? Also, so looking forward to meeting you at the Author Conservatory Conference. Yes! I'm so excited about the Author Conservatory Conference. I do the live streams. I'm aiming to do them weekly. I think my plan is to do them from now on every Thursday at this time, whenever possible. So, yeah. You can find me here next Thursday as well. So, yeah. Plot both. If I draw them, can I make a profile post and tag you on YDubs? Yes, you can. That would be perfect. That would be perfect. Sadly, the only social media I have is YDubs, but I could always post fan art there. YDubs counts. I'm on YDubs. So yes, please post fan art on YDubs if you're on YDubs. For those of you who are not YDubbers and you're wondering what on earth that means, it stands for Young Writers Workshop. It is a community for young writers, and it's both a community and like a school almost for young writers, and I work there part-time, so that's where a lot of these people are from. Yay, I'm free on Thursdays. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Love to hear it. Okay. Okay, so I saw someone said both. So yeah, let's start out with the plotting, I think, because I think I do want to get a little further into the first act plotting before I continue discovery writing, but we'll do some discovery writing today as well. Yeah. But yeah, if anyone draws these characters, would love, love, love to see it. It'll even just help me visualize them. Okay, so... Ooh, yes, I'm excited about this bit. Hang on, let me do a quick find and replace, though. Let's change Alar to Everett real quick. Well, let's make sure I do a space before and after. Replace all. There we go. That did that correctly? Yes, I think so. Yeah. All right. Where's my character brainstorm stuff? Notes. Brainstorming. Oh, where's the thing? Where is the thing? No. I should have put it in the side here. I guess I can still fix it. I like to have kind of this on hand while I'm writing, no, wait, that's the wrong one. 3x story structure. I like to have the characters' internal conflicts, like snapshots, in the sidebar here while I'm writing, and while I am outlining, just to keep track of them. It makes it easier. So let's do this, and let's do Matilda. That. Perfection. There we go. All right. And then we'll start around here with the inciting incident. Lovely. Is your name the same as your YouTube name? On YDubs? Yes. It's just Millie Florence, yeah. Because I'm one of the instructors on there. Yeah, so you can just tag me, Millie Florence. Unless you're asking about not YDubs. Oh no, you are. Yes, yes. It's not Millie Florence author. It's just Millie Florence on White-Ups because there's less people on White-Ups, so there's less competition for usernames. Okay. So, inciting incident. Let's get to it. All right. So, inciting incident. Oh, I should also put this up here in case anyone asks. Does this inciting incident matter to the protagonist? How does it push her outside her comfort zone? So, Everett, because what the inciting incident is them crashing onto this island. The inciting incident has already happened by the time the story begins, essentially. But I want the vibe of this story to feel very, very mysterious and kind of in media res is where we're starting. So you kind of start to understand the inciting incident as the story goes on. But the inciting incident has technically already happened at this point. Oh, I see. You're talking to someone else. Okay, thanks for the clarification, Alyssa. Awesome. Okay, so for Everett, how does it push her outside? Well, for him, it's him, them, outside of their comfort zone, because we've got a boy and a girl. Matilda. There we go. All right. Because his wings are hurt. I still need to figure out exactly how his wings are hurt. Admittedly. I don't know. Can a bird sprain their wings? I don't know. I don't want him to have broken them because I want them to heal enough over the course of the book that he can fly around and we can see him doing cool things with his wings. So, I don't know. I need to just, does anyone know? Does anyone in the chat, like, are any of the people in the chat bird experts and can tell me? An avian can't? This is true. I can always just fudge the rules and say, you know what? Avians are different. Avians can sprain their wings. Oh, I love to see everyone getting excited about the fan art. Yes, guys. Yes. Probably, yeah. I have hens, and when they're young, they can be crippled painlessly by breaking a feather and regrow one within a few weeks. I did know about that. My family owned chickens for a while. I did know you can what is it called? Clip birds' wings. That's not gonna work here because it's an injury that has to happen with him plowing into someone else in the sky. So it's not something that's precise, and also I do want him to be in pain actually. For plot reasons, I promise. No, you know, us authors, we just like torturing our characters. No, it's because it shows his determination if he's in pain and he's still trying to fly, basically. That's the reason why. Yeah. This is a fantastical avian, so you can do pretty much whatever you want. That's true. I probably shouldn't be overly specific as well, just because I am definitely going more on the soft fantasy side for this one. Okay. Because his wings are hurt. His wings are basically his whole identity. Not that. Identity. And flying is what matters to him more than anything else in the world. A little review. This is the event that really sets your story in motion. Your inciting incident doesn't have to be some epic call to adventure, just has to be something that pushes your protagonist outside their comfort zone. A conflict services, something the protagonist has to face head on. It's really as simple as that. Running for cover because of their fear. So the goal is to have them react, eventually make a plan that is based off of their fear. And his fear is, if I slow down, then I'll miss opportunities, gotta go fast. So it's all based on, like, yeah. well, the general misbelief for both of them, it's everything has to be perfect before I can allow myself to be happy. So instantly, time to perfect the situation, fix things, instead of finding the good in this now, essentially. If any of that makes sense. So, yeah. Because his wings are hurt. It pushes him outside his comfort zone because his wings are hurt. Also because... So he's both metaphorically and literally outside his comfort zone because he's on this island. And also... I do want him to be in pain, actually. Every writer ever, yes. I have to ask, do you talk to yourself? I often do. I'm a verbal processor, so I was like, why not talk to myself, but on camera? I do talk to myself often. It helps me, like, figure out story ideas, yeah. I'd say that since wings are muscles, they can totally be pulled. I also know nothing about birds. I should not be trusted on this matter. Yeah, well, I think we definitely are pulling the it's fantasy, whatever works card here, so. Also, because to his family. He is forced to slow down because he can't fly and because of Matilda's annoying presence. He thinks she's annoying. And then Matilda, how does it push them outside their comfort zone? So for Matilda, how does it push her outside her comfort zone? Because suddenly she's in an environment. I can spell, I promise. Unprepared. Because she's a very prepared person. It's very important to her that she is prepared. Because suddenly she's in an environment unprepared. She has not planned things out like she's used to. So it's her greatest fear of missing details and not being perfect. It's missing details and not being perfect. And in this situation, things are completely out of control. Not just details. The big picture as well. She's out of her depth. Yeah. So then reaction to that. Yeah. She's out of her depth. Okay, that's pretty good internal. So yeah, Matilda is like panicking because she doesn't have things under control. Everett is panicking because he can't go fast. He's forced to slow down. Both of them are kind of panicking because things are out of their control because they want everything to be, they feel like everything needs to be perfect before they can be happy. It's just different flavors of it. I mean, what conflict is going to arise from our protagonist in the wake of the inciting incident? Everett needs, don't be bold. Don't do that. Everett needs to get back to his family, and so does Matilda. That's the external conflict. Plus, they're being chased by killer mushrooms. Yay! So that's the ticking clock. Not only do they need to get off this island, but they need to get off of it soon before the mushrooms arrive. There we go. So that's external. Yeah. Matilda is so relatable. I'm glad you think so. Someone last time said that Everett was relatable and it made me happy. So I'm glad these characters are relatable. According to the internet, birds can sprain their wings and it can result in trauma, fighting with other birds, malnutrition, and developmental abnormalities. Oh no! Well, got some angst sorted there. Perfect. Poor Everett. Oh dear. Being chased by killer mushrooms, yay, is such an author thing to say. Yep. That's me. Okay. Alright. So internally, Everett has to deal with not being able to move quickly and fly, feeling trapped. Matilda has to deal with things being out of her control. And they both have to deal with each other. Lovely. Okay. They see the mushrooms from afar, perhaps? Okay. Build up impossible question. Protagonist is going to have to face this thing head on. The reader can now see what the protagonist's internal struggle really is and how the whole situation is going to be especially tricky for them to navigate. What is the impossible choice? Ooh. Stay inside their comfort zone and risk never getting what they desire, or venture into the unknown and accomplish their goal while still avoiding their fear. I think a good way to go about doing this might be if instead of deciding to try and find their family, there's like, I need something. Hello, cat. One of my cats just came up to my window, stared through, and meowed repeatedly at me. It's a sign I should make the cat a narrator. Okay, no, I have thoughts here for the impossible question. What if Everett needs to get to a race on time and Matilda needs to collect one final mushroom that's in a kind of dangerous place? So like the returning to comfort zone thing could mean that they go back and find their parents, but instead they decide to achieve desire, which is like go to the race and find the mushroom, potentially. I feel like that could work, but while still avoiding their fear. So I need to think through the basics of this. They're both relatable and yet dislike each other, and I feel like that just makes it even better. Yes, exactly! Getting excited over trauma. Now I want tiny, cute mushrooms to fight the killer mushrooms. Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Poor Everett grins and sips tea. Exactly. One question is, are there good mushrooms or just evil man-eating ones? I mean, there's normal ones that aren't alive, that are eaten by man, that Matilda eats, you know? But then some of the mushrooms became alive, they mutated and became alive, and now they're trying to eat people. I feel like people got kind of caught up on this morality issue last time as well. Like, which is funny to me. Because there are people like, but are there any good mushrooms? But you can't make all the mushrooms bad. And I'm like, I was just talking about how Matilda's making a mushroom cookbook. There can't be some good mushrooms, otherwise Matilda is a cannibal. It doesn't work. We're gonna have to treat the carnivorous mushrooms as like, yeah, they're zombies, they're mindless, they're not human, they're not people. Otherwise the concept of the story doesn't work. And like, listen, sometimes having villains in stories that are people, are human, And you kind of get to grapple with that side of morality is great. I love those stories. But that's not what we're doing here because it doesn't work for this story. It's because they're cute. Don't worry, I'll make the evil ones terrifying. I could use the powers vested in my Google Docs to write fan fiction with good mushrooms. I mean, if you want to, go for it, dude. Oh dear. Like a Venus flytrap. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the mushrooms have to be evil or the story concept doesn't work. It just doesn't. So that's what we're going with. And that's okay to do, guys, just so you know. There's been very much a modern trend of like morally gray villains or whatever in stories, and I love stories with morally gray villains and with villains with humanity. That's what Mage Pocket is, goodness. But that's just not what we're doing this time. These guys are basically mushroom equivalent of Minecraft zombies. The interesting discussions about human nature and morality are just not going to come directly from the villains in this story, and that's a valid way to write a story. Here I was about to ask if some lurking villain mutated them. So I have debated about that, actually, of like, why did the mushroom apocalypse start? And it is true that having a human villain or, yeah, someone instigating that could be a good idea. So that's not out of the question, but the mushrooms themselves are just carnivorous blobs, okay? I did not think I'd have to have a chat, like a TED Talk about mushroom morality, but here we are. Ha ha ha, morality. Sorry guys. Morality, but it's like the moral mushrooms. Mushrooms aren't humans, they don't have to have a human motivation. Exactly! They're just they all they want to do is consume creatures, the same way like you have fungus that like develop and sprout out of like corpses. That's what I'm going for. Okay, but maybe the strawberries are alive and well and they're good. I'm not making all the food sentient. I know you said I'm kidding. I'm just making jokes. Yeah. Saves us work, not. Millie knows what she is doing. Thank you, Audrey. No, it's fair. It's a fair question. But yeah, no. In this book, the mushrooms, they're sentient in that they can walk around and they can nom people, but they're not humans. All the other characters here are humans. They have different magical traits or like races, but they're all humans. The mushrooms are not humans. The mushrooms have only one thought, and the thought is eat people. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 3, Rise of the Mushrooms. Yes, exactly. Okay. I'm gonna add it to the world building. The mushrooms are evil and do not deserve your sympathies. They only think nom humans. Cleared that up. Okay. Anyway, back to story structure. Sentience without smarts, exactly. They do not contain morality, just morals! Okay, I'm writing that down. The only morals they contain are morals. No, I should say that differently. They have no morals. Only morals. Now I want to use that sentence somewhere in the book. It's happening. It's gotta happen. Don't forget this. Incredible. I didn't think I'll ever look at mushrooms the same way. I'll have to watch my step around the fungi. You do! You never know when they're gonna jump out and get you. I'm sorry what we're doing to you, mushrooms, but I still love you. Listen, I love to eat mushrooms. Mushrooms are cute. There are definitely cute, like, versions of mushrooms in other stories. That's just not what I'm going with this time. This time they're terrifying. Awesome. I love this. Thank you, Alyssa. Okay. Okay. I guess you could say they're not very fun guys. That should not have made me laugh as hard as I did. I'm adding it. They are not very fun guys. I'm sorry, I'm always here for a good pun. That's where Sorrel gets it, in Mage Pocket. Theoretically. Anyway. I know your stationery is of mushrooms when you wrote that letter to me. Yes, I currently do have mushroom stationery for replying to fan mail in my P.O. box. I love it so much, yeah. Matilda explained to Everett in an exasperated manner because she's tried like 3 times already, so she has to resort to puns. That would be funny. That might work. I feel like that's very in character for them. I just realized a stuffed mushroom is watching me. Is he secretly planning a rebellion? You never know. You never know. You gotta watch out for the mushrooms. Hey, you guys heard the first sentence. Oh wait, no, that's not the first sentence. Where is it? If you're not afraid of mushrooms, you will be soon. Okay. I'm gonna blow my nose real quick. Hang on. It's that time of year where it's cold out and I get sniffly. Okay. I need to stop getting distracted by you guys. Stop distracting me with good puns. Oh, okay. No more distractions. All right. Okay. I mean, yes, you guys are welcome to keep commenting in the chat. I'm just gonna try not to look at it too much because otherwise I get distracted. This live stream is fun. Aw, thank you. I'm so glad. Oh. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, comfort zone. All right. Everett's comfort zone is being able to zoom around and go as fast as he likes. Ooh, specifically having everything perfect before races. He has a whole race routine that he does beforehand to make sure he is 100% ready to go, and yeah, both mentally and physically. He really is Lightning McQueen. Speed. I am speed. That's Everett, basically. Both mentally and physically. The risk he takes here is choosing to go to the race. There's a race happening. I don't know. I'll figure out details later. Even with hurt wings. So he risks messing up in the race and, you know, hang on, staying inside the, okay, so wait, let me write this out in this format. Oops. Let's do this. Okay, Everett. Everett is faced with two options. Stay inside his comfort zone and risk never getting what they desire. Okay, and risk never winning the big race. I need a name for this race. Because that's his desire. What is his comfort zone? Because both of them, it's like the perfectionist thing. Everything has to be perfect before I can allow myself to be happy. You turn to his parents and choose to try again at the race next year and risk never winning the big race or into the unknown and accomplish their goal while still avoiding their fear. So how does he attempt to accomplish goal while still avoiding fear? So goal is win the big race. Fear is being slowed down and missing opportunities. Yeah, so it would be like imperfect. Choosing to, okay. So he wants to achieve that goal. So he wants to win the big race without, without missing, okay, without being slowed down. Yes. Okay. So he's going to try and take, so he tries to take the fast route. Kind of the sloppy route in order to win this race. In order to avoid his fear of being slowed down and missing opportunities. So, okay, so Everett is faced with two options. Return to his parents and choose to try again at the race next year and risk never winning the big race, or venture into the unknown, accomplish his goal while still avoiding his fear. Try to get to the race himself, even with hurt wings, in order to avoid his fear of being slowed down and missing the opportunity altogether. Tries the fast, sloppy route. Which is, of course, going to backfire. Yeah. So does he not like risks? It sounds kind of reckless, which sounds conflicting with his it's gotta be perfect mentality. So I kind of went over this last live stream, but him and Matilda are different flavors of everything has to be perfect before I can allow myself to be happy. Everett means everything has to be perfect in terms of results. He wants that, he wants to have won the race, essentially. Matilda wants everything to be perfect in terms of methods. Which is why she's never finished her book yet. Because she feels like it has to be perfect before she can publish it. And Everett feels like, I have to win the race, I have to reach this perfect goal before I can, like, rest or be happy. So it's more about he doesn't feel like he can allow himself to rest. And it's also partly just about the different things that they're trying to achieve. Because in Matilda's case, what's going to make a book perfect is by spending a lot of time on it and being really methodical. Whereas in Everett's case, what's going to make a race win perfect is by being really fast and not missing the race, like getting to the race, essentially. So it's different flavors of the same thing because perfection is going to mean something different to a racer than to a writer. And both of them are going to need to realize that even though they have very different personalities and very different methods, they're both struggling with the same thing, which is when do you allow yourself to be happy? And when do you say it's okay if it's not perfect? Yeah. But yes, it is true that Everett is a reckless perfectionist, which sounds a bit contradictory. I think I can pull it off. Okay, thanks for the clarification. Glad. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, okay. Race ideas. The Grand Race, the Championship, Take Flight, the Cloud Race. Something Championship. I feel like it could have a cool acronym. The Avian Championship. Yeah, because it would be specifically avians. Yeah. The thing that came to mind was that there are talent scouts at the race, but then I realized that's literally McQueen. It is. I mean, that's part of every sports story, though. Is like, ooh, the people who are looking for people who are doing a good job. So, I mean, talent scouts could be a thing as well. I can write that down as an idea. Talent scouts. Yeah, he wants to be rich and famous. I wrote that down in the last one as one. Avian Adventure Championship. I feel like the word adventure implies that it's some sort of obstacle course, which actually I suppose it could be. Actually, yeah, there would totally be obstacles. Or honestly though, if this is the main one, it's gonna have a really simple name. Because the main, like, the ones, in terms of sports and things, whenever you hear the name of, like, the championship, it just sounds like the most basic thing ever because it's the big one. So they were the first one to come up with a name, so it just ends up being the most basic name. So what if it's, like, something avian, racing league? Avian Racing Championships, the ARC. Oh my word! It's the same acronym as Advanced Reader Copies. So if I ever publish this book, people can be a part of the Avian Racing Championships to get an ARC copy. It's perfect. It's perfect. ARC. And people can call it the ARCs for short. They don't even have to say ARC. He's going to the ARCs. The ARCs. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I want an ARC copy. I mean, you guys are kind of getting one. You're getting to watch me write the whole thing, so, you know. Someone said, I'm a reckless perfectionist too. Yes! As you should be. Maybe I should add that to his character description. Where is it? Reckless perfectionist. There we go. Yeah. I think I can pull that off. Okay. Yeah, so he's gonna try and get to the race himself, even with hurt wings, in order to avoid his fear of being slowed down and missing the opportunity altogether. Yeah, perfect. And then Matilda. So I think she needs one more mushroom for her, or maybe it's more than one. It's just like she has a list of the last few mushrooms that she needs for her cookbook slash field guide. The stream is the advanced ARC, basically. Yeah. Okay. She has to list the last few mushrooms she needs for her cookbook slash field guide. For her, this is a bit more straightforward, admittedly. So, what is it again? Stay inside their comfort zone and risk never getting what they desire, or venture into the unknown and accomplish their goal while still avoiding their fear. So she wants to achieve her desire of finally finishing her mushroom book while avoiding her fear of missing details and her book not being perfect. So how can she finish? Okay, yeah, no, this is really straightforward, actually. So she wants to achieve her desire of finishing her mushroom book while avoiding her fear of it being imperfect by missing details. Therefore, she will go after these last few mushrooms in order to avoid the book being imperfect, and finally finishing it, as opposed to calling it done now in its imperfect state, which she will do by the end of the book. My plan is by the end, she decides, you know what, it's okay, even if I don't feel like this book is perfect. I'm still really proud of it, and I'm still going to finish it anyway. I'm still going to call it finished because I'm really proud of what I did. I'm going to choose to be happy even though it's not perfect. Yeah. So it's really about imperfection versus happiness. Or perfection versus happiness, I suppose. It's alpha readers without as much feedback. Yeah, basically. It could be a really big race forever, and it's actually a one-time thing for him, so there wouldn't be a next time for him to complete the race in, which means he would lose lots of opportunities. Yeah, it could be, but I feel like that makes his character decision a little bit less impactful, because I want there to be an option that is like, he could walk away and choose to wait to slow down and he'll still get to do this later, but it's because of his internal conflict and because of his fear of slowing down, of I have to do this now, that he chooses to pursue this even in these not great, even though like he maybe shouldn't be with hurt wings, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm thinking. The Wonders of Mushroom Recipes, Warnings, and All Things Mushrooms by Matilda Mosscap. That's a good title idea. Maybe she doesn't have a title idea yet. I kind of like that. Wait, actually. We could do character stuff with this. Matilda doesn't know what the title of her book is yet, and doesn't decide until the very end of the book. She's holding back on choosing one because of perfectionism. Yeah. To eat or be eaten, that is the question. The title Everett recommended. He would. He would. Yeah, it is kind of like Ashton from the Balter of Ashton Harper. Some similarities, but not quite. You know how you said that you went to California and it was really expensive? Well, I think God put you there so I could meet you because you have played a huge role in my writing journey. Oh. Yeah, that's so amazing. God does really cool things with the stories of our lives. Definitely not something I can take credit for. But I'm so glad you found your way here, Audrey. That's awesome. Ooh, that could be awesome. I can definitely relate to not naming your book yet. Yeah, I think Matilda not naming the book yet would be a good idea. Okay. So there we go. I feel like that's build up impossible question for the most part. To recap, he's competing in the arcs. he just calls it the arcs verbally. Okay. Recap. Everett has to choose between going fast and trying now versus slowing down and trying later, of course, because of his misbelief. Misbelief? Okay. He chooses to try now. Matilda has to choose between accepting her book's imperfections in order to finish it or continue to strive to find the final mushroom. I don't know if there's multiple or not. Of course, because of her misbelief, she chooses to continue. And then, because I'm the author, I have to swing it so that, oh, they both just happen to need to go in the same direction. Wait, no, I've got an even better idea. No. Okay. Oh, I just had a brainwave. Sorry, you just saw excited author moment. The final mushroom that Matilda needs to find is the legendary magical mushroom that can supposedly heal injuries or makes you go super fast or something. Basically, it would give Everett what he needs in order to win the ARC. Haha! Yes! But, of course, this mushroom is only known to be found within the very dangerous territory that the killer mushrooms already occupy. Oh no, how did that happen? Oh, this is gonna be fantastic. POV, Everett calls it the arc so much that when Matilda asks what it stands for, he can't remember. Okay, but he'd be so obsessed with racing, he would remember. He would remember. Genius, I love it. Thank you! Dude, I'm glad you guys like this idea. Everett, maybe it just needs a friend. Screen cuts to the mushroom monster that most certainly doesn't need a friend. Exactly. This is amazing, Millie Smart. Thank you. Aw, you guys are so kind. Ooh, and then they end up fighting over who gets the mushroom. I don't think the mushroom exists. Why? Because the mushroom... the mushroom is a metaphor for perfectionism. It doesn't exist. They never find it. But they realize that even without the mushroom, perfectionism, they can lead a happy and fulfilling life. Anyway, this definitely isn't based on myself and my struggles with perfectionism. Definitely not. What are you talking about? Causes chaos for characters. Oh no, how'd that happen, Millie? You are so quotable. I love it. Thank you. Something I want to do with these live streams, side tangent, is make a edit of them that's like out of context. Out of context things I say in them, because I know I've said a lot of out of context things. Ooh, plot twist, that's epic. The evil author laugh. Yes. Can't wait to see the whole book. You were so good at writing. Thank you. Yay, mushrooms don't solve it. Yep, exactly, exactly. You guys get it. You guys get it. It's all coming together. The meme strikes again. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Basically me every single live stream. That meme was made for writers. I need this. Well, I'm working on it. Making characters that are just a piece of yourself is so real. Every single one of my characters is a piece of myself. They all are. They're just different pieces. Because I, as all humans are, myself, and you guys are as well, are complex people that have lots of different facets to our personalities. The way you make compelling characters is not to try and make someone different from you. It's to take a small niche part of your personality and turn it into a whole human. Essentially. That's the secret to actually making good characters. Is not to try and make characters that are different than you, is to actively try to make characters that are like you, just different parts of you. It's awesome to watch you fill out the same outlining structure I use. This writing stream was so fun. Thanks, Millie, and everyone in the chat. Yeah, of course, thanks for joining. What if the mushroom used to exist but ended up corrupting the mushrooms? This is not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. Making me inspired to outline more. I'm glad. Outlining can be fun if you choose to do it the fun way, which is, as you can see here, just word vomiting, essentially, and not trying to make it super polished or anything. This is my first draft, basically, of the outline where I just say whatever I want, and then I'll turn it into something more succinct later if I feel like I need to, basically. So, yeah. Alright. Mushroom is related to... Oh, I don't know why this text is tiny, but it works for this. It's like a footnote. Mushroom is related to the reason the mushroom apocalypse started? Or maybe it was like the person who was evil was trying to find the mushroom, or trying to create the mushroom, and then they ended up creating the evil mushroom army? I don't know. Something with that. I need to figure out if there's going to be an evil mushroom wizard, and if so, who they are and what they're doing, what they are up to, because I don't actually know. I don't actually know. But, yeah. I need a name for the mushroom, too. Oh, I should add this in world building. Alright, I'm gonna add in the world building arcs equals avian racing championship called the arcs for short. Mysterious mushroom Matilda still needs to find. What should the name of it be? The trick here is going to be coming up with a name for a mysterious mushroom that does not already exist, because there are some very quirky, whimsical names of mushrooms out there, as I have learned from my little sister, who is currently obsessed with mushrooms. The magnificent mushroom or the majestic mushroom? I'm thinking more of a scientific name, like, obviously, a moss cap is a type of mushroom, like a glow cap, but I'm pretty sure a glow cap already exists, to be honest. Let me Google that real quick. Glow cap. Mushroom. Yeah, a glow cap mushroom already exists. And they do glow. I'll need to utilize those at some point otherwise in the story, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should come up with a Latin name here. The mysterious shimmer stalk, possibly. That's a good idea. Shimmer stalk. Oh, well, okay, let's focus on what it does. It heals. Heals things. It, like, gives you superpowers. It's like the... Yeah. What? I need it to be specific to Alar, I think. But it allows you, like... Makes you fast? I don't know. Maybe the healing thing is enough. I think the healing thing might be enough. Because he just needs to heal his wings. It, like, brings you to perfect health. Yeah. Brings you to perfect health. Yeah. So then, what's the word for heal in Latin? Oh goodness, imagine they're camping and suddenly a bunch of little glowing mushrooms start approaching. Oh look, fireflies. Oh wait, that would be terrifying. Maybe Matilda had a mentor. Her mentor miscalculated an experiment and made evil mushrooms and was consumed. So Matilda is very strict. Everything must be perfect so no one gets hurt. Possibly. Again, I said this last time. I don't want their backstories to be too angsty. I more want it to be like normal children accidentally save the world. I don't mind the idea of the person who created the mushroom apocalypse having already been consumed by mushrooms. I kind of like that idea of, like, they don't need to kill the person who has, or, like, defeat the person who created the mushrooms because that person was defeated by said mushrooms. I quite like that, actually. You know what? I might go with that. I don't know that it will be Matilda's mentor, but I like that idea. Someone was experimenting with mushrooms and they caused the apocalypse. But it could be a bit more of like a historical figure, or I guess it would be recent history for them, but I don't know that if I would want it to have a direct connection to Matilda or not. It could be like her favorite author maybe, I don't know, but I don't know if I would want that person to have personally known Matilda. Yeah. You would think straying from anything mushroom themed would help with the name, but then Chicken of the Woods exists. Yes, Chicken of the Woods is a type of mushroom. Oh, pear stands? I'm over here looking up Latin words for synonyms of perfect. Oh, okay, that's an idea. Poor evil scientist. I don't know if they were evil. Maybe they were trying to do something totally normal. And they did it by mistake. Someone was experimenting with mushrooms and they caused the apocalypse by mistake. Then they are eaten by the mushrooms. But now the rest of the world still has to deal with the mushroom apocalypse. Yeah, I feel like that works pretty well. Yeah, what are you guys saying? See, kids, this is why you don't play with sentient mushrooms. That want to eat you. Exactly. Much less create them. Yup. Medellis or okay for healing. Ooh, I like that. I like Medellis. Let me see. Let me double check if there's any Medellis. How did you spell that? Can I copy and paste? I'm not sure if it'll let me copy and paste from the chat. Maybe they were trying to create mythical mushrooms? Yeah, possibly. What if no one knows how to get the healing properties from the mushroom, and that's why the person messed up and made mushroom zombies? Again, another good idea. Okay, Medellas. Medellas. Medellas? Healing. Okay, yeah. Medela. 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 Let me make sure there's no Medela mushrooms. Medela mushroom. Is there? There is a Medela mushroom! Oh, wait, no, there's not. No, that's a company. No, it's not an actual mushroom. Okay. It's not an actual mushroom, so we could use... Okay, that might work. That might work. The Medela mushroom. Yeah. So, got so excited I spilled water. Little reminder to the chat to stay on topic, please, if we can, for the most part. Oh dear, I've gotten like drops of water on my keyboard. Let me remedy this real quick. Okay, all right, so we've got part of the plot coming together, 3x structure. We are at the inciting, the build-up, I suppose. The mushroom is a metaphor for perfectionism is such a wild quote, dude. Oh no, save the keyboard. Yep, I'm doing my best. Okay. Yep, so then this, we already know this. Matilda and Everett make a decision to go find the mushroom. Yay. Pinch point, often force looming in the distance. Mushrooms, obviously. We'll get more detail than that in a bit. But that is most of what I feel like I need to know for Act 1. Yeah. Got to go have fun with the rest of the live stream. Thank you so much for joining while you could. It's lovely to have you here. Okay. So, that is the very basics of Act 1. I think I'll probably, like, figure out exact plotting later. I do think... Yeah, discovery writing now, please. Yes, that's my plan. I do think it's time for a bit of discovery writing to learn a bit more about this story. So, I am going to go into writing mode, which means I'll be talking a lot less, but you guys are welcome to watch me type. And I'm going to set a timer. So if any of you guys have writing projects you want to work on, or drawing, or whatever, or homework, we're going to do a little sprint of 25 minutes. So let me set the timer. And I'm going to work on this first chapter. Actually, let's change this all to 14, shall we? Shall we? And let's change this all to a... No, I'm not sure if I like that font. Do we have Garamond on here? Garamond. Where's Garamond? We do not. Sad. Okay, we'll go back to this. Okay, so yes, I'm going to set a 25-minute timer, and I'm going to typity-type on here. I'm not going to play music. You can choose your own music if you want to, but you're welcome to do some writing, or you can stare at the screen and watch me write if you want, but I will be talking a little bit less at this point. So, is everyone ready? Ready? What's your favorite font? Garamond for sure. Ready, set, go. Let me pull my music up. I'm going to be listening to Minecraft music, for anyone wondering. It's very, very good for this story and the vibe of this story. Okay, discovery writing. And yeah, someone said in the chat, does anyone want to word race? You guys are welcome to do that if you guys want to compete, see who is right, who will write the most words by the end of the 25 minutes. We can all check back in at the end. Yes, we are writing at the moment to answer someone's question. You joined us in the middle of a sprint. Me procrastinating my work for Millie by watching Millie. Hello, Sarah Collins. That's my illustrator. Whenever I see you in the chat, I do have that moment of like, I know what you're supposed to be doing. Happy to have you, though. I'm really enjoying the banter in the chat. Sure, Sarah. Oh, Sarah, if you want to procrastinate with fan art, I do have some cool looking characters now, by the way. I have their appearances planned out and everything. And they look really cool. Any hints from the illustrator? Someone said, Sarah, if you can think of a good hint that doesn't give away things, you can give them a hint if you want. There is a table involved. Perfect. That's your hint. There's a table involved. Maybe some chairs. Ooh. Ooh. Not the table, not the chairs. Sky. Yes, lots of sky. I love this narrator. Thank you. They're gonna be so snarky. It's gonna be so much fun. Oh, yeah. Little do they know I've drawn 2 kitchens. No way. No, one has chairs, but the other stools. Sounds like IKEA. The story takes place in IKEA. We're on to you, Millie. They're on to us, Millie. Oh my goodness, it does. IKEA, but magical. Oh, I'm not saying anything. Okay, I think I've mostly edited that it now fits with the narrator and Everett's personality. I'll just keep reading through for now. I have a feeling we will laugh when we see the real table and chairs in the story. You might laugh, or you might cry. We'll see. I know what she's drawing right now. So I'm just gonna be as ominous as possible. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if this is his voice as much. What is the chat? Are we still talking about chairs? I'm calling it There's a Twist Villain and it's the chair. You're realizing I've actually only drawn 2 chairs. Millie, right now I'm working on the homeschool coded chaos. Oh, I love that one. I love that one. We trusted you, chair. Why? I'm tired of being sat upon. I deserve more. The chair strikes again. We are very much talking about chairs. Oh my. Someone was talking about chairs a few live streams ago too. Why are the chairs haunting the narrative? The chairs are in league with the mushrooms. No! Why would chairs and mushrooms work together? Okay, hang on, let me make this. I have truly derailed your chat. My apologies. Sarah, what have you done? Oh, the chairs. It's just all about chairs. I very must leave for dinner, unfortunately. It's not mushrooms, but I will be sitting on dramatic pause. A chair. No! Bye, Alyssa. Thanks for joining us. This won't be fun, guys. What will we do without Alyssa and her puns? Oh. Okay. Okay, I think I want Everett here too. love the subtle way you tell us how his wings look like a lark. Very clever. Thank you. Am I just using this as a keyboard ASMR while I draw? Yes, perfectly valid use. Millie Florence writing ambience. What might happen if he wasn't? Oh, time is up. I did not notice. I will be honest. Hello, people. Hello, hello. Welcome to the live stream. I think someone joined recently. She's playing with her letters. Yes, I am. Evil chair stories are definitely encouraged. Millie, what is your typing words per minute? I'm currently learning touch typing. I haven't calculated words per minute in a while. I think generally I tend to write, like my average is about 1,000 words an hour when I'm writing a book, but I don't calculate words per minute as much. I more think about, how much can I generate content. So I actually don't know words per minute. Never be afraid to go long, Millie. With the winky face, I see that. Did any of you guys write? Do any of you have word counts to share? I think I did not make a ton of progress. Well, I maybe added another 400 words or something here, which is a bit below my average, but I'm still getting used to this narrator. I feel like some of the stuff is kind of cheesy, but I'm having fun with it. I feel like Everett's coming easier to me now that he is Everett and I have a better sense for his personality. Yeah. I have more of the world just pictured so clearly in my head. No, but I drew lines. Drawing lines is also good. Love to see it. Wonderful. That's what first drafts are for. Very true. First drafts are for the messy stuff and the cringy stuff. Very, very true. Yeah. Again, not a ton of progress, but we're getting there slowly. I'm excited to introduce Matilda and have them actually interact and kind of move forward in this, but I did want to double check through here and make sure Everett's character is a bit more consistent. And then after that, I should really stop editing my first drafts because you're not supposed to do that, and I tell all my students to not do that. So it's kind of breaking the rules. But I did add the thing of him trying to fly immediately to express a bit more of his personality. And then I'm gonna have to think through this. Yeah. Love this so much. Thank you. Should I do a little read through, a little read aloud of what I've written? And then I think we'll end for the day. But yeah, I'll do a little read aloud of what I've written so far. The archipelago is mostly made of sky. If you're afraid of heights, you probably wouldn't like it there. If the vastness of space makes you nervous, you wouldn't have a pleasant time either. If you're afraid of mushrooms, it would be your worst nightmare. If you're not afraid of mushrooms, you will be soon. But I'm getting off topic. Yeah, sky. Yes, lots of sky. Now, as you might imagine, in a world with an awful lot of sky, waking up to realize that your wings have been injured is about the worst thing that can happen to an avian human. Especially if that avian human happened to be Everett Levitt, which it did. Serves him right, I say, although he would probably disagree with me. Everett woke up to a waterfall. He heard it before he saw it, the endless whispering of water against stone. When he opened his eyes, it was to a cascade of crystal blue and white froth, tumbling over gray rocks, sending ripples dancing to the outward edges of the pool that he lay next to, bordered by soft green moss. Everett's first thought was that it was the sort of place he would love to fly. He traced the flight line in his mind, looping the pool, tucking in his wings, and zipping behind the waterfall before soaring out into open air, tilting down until he was almost skimming the water, then coming back to land on the bank yet again. It was only after congratulating himself on his imaginary, flawless landing that it occurred to him to wonder where he was. Everett blinked and sat up. This proved to be a mistake, as pain flared through his wings. He gasped. His vision went blurry. turning the majestic sight before him into swirls of disjointed color like spilled ink. Not good, was all he could manage to mutter. If he had been in less pain, he probably would have said a lot more. Not good didn't even begin to cover it. Not for Everett Levitt when his wings were involved. However, as anyone who has been in pain can tell you, descriptive vocabulary isn't exactly a first priority. Everett pressed his palms into the squishy moss and took a deep breath of misty air, waiting for his vision to return, his heart racing through his chest, along with memories through his mind. He had been separated from the ship in the storm, and now his wings were injured. How badly injured remained to be seen. How in the name of the archipelago had he hurt his wings? He didn't remember. I think they'll change that to he couldn't remember, because that's a bit more ominous. He doesn't have amnesia, guys, I promise. The waterfall came back into sharp focus, every falling drop and splashing rivulet. The sound of Everett's panicked breaths barely ringing above the sound of water. He stared at the ground in front of him and his boots, pressing into the water-flecked moss for a long time before he risked moving his wings again. At last, he spread out his right wing experimentally, then his left. They could move, much to his relief, but not without pain. Less pain this time, though. They were still wet and full of bent feathers, which were rather itchy, but that didn't surprise him. Tentatively, Everett stood, folding his wings to rest against his back once again, and turning in a slow circle, taking in the scenery around him. The waterfall fell from a green little cliffside, all ferns and smooth stones at the top of which a pearly blue sky peeked over. Past the pool, the water ran in a stream through an equally green wood, full of trees also playing host to moss and mushrooms. Everett narrowed his eyes suspiciously at the mushrooms. What island was this? He had absolutely no idea. And that was saying something, as he considered himself to be quite good at navigation. But he didn't even have his map with him today. A quick check of his pockets proved that his compass was missing too. He still had on his racing goggles, though, which he proceeded to push to the top of his head. They left rings of red around his eyes after pressing into his skin so long, which made him look a bit like an owl. Of course, he wasn't an owl. His wings, if they were to be compared to a bird's, were much closer to a lark's than an owl's. Everett took a deep breath and spread his wings out, wincing a bit as he did so. But it wasn't so bad. Surely he could still get off the ground. He better be able to. He refused to think about what might happen if he wasn't. He took a step back and then leapt forward at a run, spreading his wings. At once the pain intensified. His vision blurred once again, and once the world stopped spinning, he discovered that he was face down on the moss. "No!" Everett choked out, struggling to breathe through the pain once again. He thought vaguely that it was a good thing he had not landed on his back, and he also briefly considered that maybe he should have looked a little closer at his wings and tested them a bit more before trying to launch into the sky like that. Of course he should have. This method would be obvious to some other people, but alas, Everett was not other people. I'm going to change this to most other people. Was not other people. And the thought only occupied his mind for a moment before evaporating into the mind equivalent of waterfall mist. And then this will connect somewhere along the way. I think I might want him to meet Matilda first before we talk about what the island looks like, but that's what we're doing. Millie's already tortured us with one sad amnesia boy. Yeah, no, he doesn't have... Everett does not have amnesia. He will recollect in a moment. It's more just like he's half awake right now, so I don't know why he's trying to fly with her wings as he's half awake, but he will remember. He will, don't worry. Yeah. So yeah, there we go. That's what we've got. I'll continue to work on it more next time. I think for now, we're going to close out this live stream. So everyone who made it to the end, thank you so much. I know a couple of you have watched the entire time, which is incredible. Thank you guys for sticking around. That's amazing. If you would like to check out my books, you can find them online at my website, millieflorence.com, or anywhere online that books are sold. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will be here next Thursday.